So one problem with graded and slabbed cards is how to display them. They do take up a lot more space than a raw card in a sleeve, and companies make boxes and stuff that you can put them in, but that doesn't really that can be kind of unsatisfying if you want to look at your cards. So there are some companies that make these binder pages where you can put graded cards. And the one that I have a bunch of, I don't want to advertise them necessarily, but if you look up PSA graded binder pages, you'll most likely find the ones I'm buying. And I had seen some of these before, and they were a little too expensive, but the ones that I found here, basically it's $1 a card, so basically $4 for a page. And these are not, these are not super rigid, but they're not bad, and especially once you put the card in them, they're pretty good. And they fit nicely in a 3-ring binder. And I'm gonna just grab a few of a couple of my nicer cards here from the 1955 top set that I've been working on. They just snap in. And to take them out, they have one like a finger hole here, and you may need to help them out a little bit by pushing on it a little bit, but which you can do. You could also slip something soft underneath there to get them out. But the point is that they're in there very well. And I think that makes a very nice, very attractive way of displaying the cards. Of course, if they're portrait cards, then you can read the labels and have the portrait style. But the nice thing about this too is that this gives you a nice option here for displaying them landscape mode, which is how the 1955 cards work. And in fact, I kind of like the slab cards that are landscape even more than the ones that are portrait, just because I think because the label is sideways, it's not as obvious and easy to read, and it lets the card kind of stand out a little better. That may just be me, but I've decided to buy enough of these so that I can fit the whole. I'll be able to fit the whole 1955 set. There are 206 cards, and I'll put these in binders. A 4-inch binder will fit about 10 or 11 of these pages. They kind of interlock a little bit, one into another because of the way they're shaped. So they take up a little less space, a little less vertical space than you would think. You could use smaller binders, of course, too, but I don't know. I think this is kind of a good way to do it. Now, again, it's not $1 a card. That adds up. If you're, so obviously I spent a couple $100 to get enough sheets for the for this set of 200 cards. But I think it's a worthwhile investment, and especially if the cards that you're buying, if the cards that you're buying are only worth what the grading cost was, like $10 a piece, maybe or maybe not, that's worth it. Even then, it's still only adding about 10% to the cost. But for your better cards, it's a pretty small price to pay relative to the cards to have them in here. And I know a lot of people like to put them in the graded card sleeves. I think with this method, I don't think that's really necessary. And I don't know whether you can put one of these in a graded card sleeve and then put it in here. It's a pretty tight fit. But it's the kind of thing, if you're careful, the worst that's going to happen is maybe you get a little bit of dust on here from having them in something like this. Now, maybe you feel differently, and obviously if that's a factor, this may not be the thing to do. They also I think the same company and other companies make pages like this for other companies like SGC. SGC has larger slabs, and there are different size slabs. So you want to you want to see about whatever kind of slabs you have. I'm shooting for eventually having this collection all in PSA, and so so these are the ones that I got. And there are other brands, but there's one particular brand that the price was, again, this price was very nice. Again, about $1 a card for storage. So anyway, I just thought I would do this short video here, kind of showing you one storage option for your slab cards when you want to be able to display them nicely and not just have them stuck in a closed up box somewhere.